Good morning, folks. We're back out at Dad's shop today, and today I'm going to be working on some homemade lantern cases that I've got. I've got one that's actually really is homemade, and then 3 of them that are other things that I've repurposed to use as lantern cases. This one, an old Behrens, it says it's a cream can when I looked it up online. And I made this one into a case last year. I'll show you exactly what I did to make it a little bit better lantern case. I got my old slant lantern in there. And I put some of this bubble foil foam, I guess it's not foam, it's just like kind of like bubble wrap with foil on the outsides of it. Insulation in the bottom and on the sides of that, so that when it's in there, if it gets banged around, it's not banging up against the metal sides of the can. And it makes, I also put a old sock in the bottom for cushioning. That's important. It makes a really good case for the lantern. It doesn't have a lot of room to bang around in there, and it's protected. Nothing can bang into it, crush it. So since I built that one, I've come up with a couple more cases to make kind of like that. I bought this one at Swap Meet this spring, and it is just about the same thing. It's a little bit different, a little bit shorter. I got this old 427 lantern that I bought at the same time I bought this case. I got it in there. And I've already pre-cut some pieces of this foam insulation to put in there, so that you didn't have to watch me trimming this stuff for a half hour. So I've got a piece of this cut that'll fit right down in there. I'm actually gonna move off to the side a little bit, set this down on there so it's not quite so high up, and then I can move the camera in a little bit closer here. But it's already cut to the right size so that it fits right down in there, and I've got a piece cut to go in the bottom. But before I put it in there, I've got about a,
Once that stuff sprays wild.
spray's kind of wonky, Dad says. An antique can of spray adhesive. It's probably been in the cupboard here for about 20 years. So I'm gonna try to spray a little bit of that. Yeah, there's no good way to hold it up to the camera. Try to spray some so I get a coat of it on the bottom, and then I'll spray one side of the piece I cut for the bottom, put it down in there, and I'll spray the sides, spray the back side of this stuff, put it all down in there, and make a liner inside of this can. It does spray kind of wonky. Smells good. Move this out of the way so I'm not getting overspray all over it. Spray one side of that. Right down in there so that it goes down on the bottom. And then I've already got spray on the sides of the can from spraying it in there, so I'll spray one side of this really good. Why am I spraying that side of it? Now I'm gonna have to bend it backwards to roll it in there. Too late now, it's already started, so that's the way it's gonna go. It was your job to tell me which side to spray.
Spray the other side.
Well, this will be more fun now, trying to bend this against the way that it wants to go.
Oh, you can do it.
Yeah, that's going real smooth. Get in there. Once I get it in and slide it down in there, and then I can start pressing it right up against the sides. Let's get the camera up a little bit closer here so you can maybe kind of see what I'm doing. But I got the spray adhesive on the outside of the can and on the outside of this foil stuff, and once you get it down in there, you can just start working your way around, pressing it tight up against the side. And once those two surfaces that have already been sprayed touch each other, it's a contact adhesive, so they bond instantly once they touch each other and stay right where you put it. There you go. It's not perfect. There's a little gap in between there, but it's not bad. It'll protect the lantern when it's in there, so if it rattles around, it'll be banging up against that cushion instead of just banging right up against the metal sides of the can. And you can see on this one with this 427 in there, it just fits. That external pump comes up and touches right against the side of it, but fits in there nice, makes a nice can for it. And you can see that the top sticks up just a little bit, and so does the top of that lid. When it comes together at home, I was shaking it around a little bit, and I think it's like touching the nut on the top of there. It doesn't have any extra room in there. It's a perfect fit. And that lid slides right back down on there. Actually, I'm not going to slide it all the way down now. It's kind of hard to get off, and I want to let some fresh air in there to help dry that glue. So I'm just going to set this one off to the side. That makes a nice heavy-duty case for the lantern. The next one is this cedar heater that I made a video on. And I'm not going to put any glue on the inside of this one because I've saved all the parts out of it, put them in a bag and put them in a cabinet at home. So if I ever want to sell this, or somebody else comes along and thinks they want it more than I do, all I have to do is take the lantern back out, take the insulation back out, drop the big Ziploc bag that I put all the other parts in back in there, and it's back original. I'm not doing anything that won't be able to be easily undone. So basically the same idea on this one. Got a round piece that fits snugly down into the bottom of it. And then this piece that goes in here, there's a lip all the way around that top edge.
Move the other way.
No, I'm not flipping it the other way. Once you get it down in there, it's nice to have a helper here. Once you get it down in there, it fits tight in there, and that lip holds it so that it doesn't try to come out. It fits in there pretty good right underneath that lip. So when I get home, I'm just going to take a piece of clear packing tape and just run a strip of tape right up there. And then if I ever want to put this back original, all I got to do is cut that piece of packing tape, take that out, throw the rest of the parts back inside of there, and it's right back to original.
One piece of tape.
You got some tape here? Oh yeah, that'll work. It says there's 50 yards of it there. That should be plenty. Looks like the first inch of it's got dust and dead bugs stuck to it.
You can't get it all there anyway.
Apparently you can't. Okay, there we go. Let's tear that little bit off. It's got all the nasties on it. And throw it on the floor. Dad can sweep it up next week. Oh Jesus, that's way longer than I need. Why did I pull that much off of there?
It's wasting it.
It's not mine. I didn't have to pay for it. Okay, let's get the scissors over here. Well, that's not convenient to get to. There we go. There. Now that piece is in underneath the lip. It's got a strip of tape going up the back so it'll stay put. And it's a good sized case for this old red 200A that I've got. Fits down in there nice. Make a nice case for transporting it in. It looks pretty cool. Plus, I didn't necessarily want to resell this thing, but I couldn't see just having it sit on the shelf and do nothing. So now it can sit on the shelf with a lantern in it and do nothing. So now it's justified to keep it. The last one that I'm going to work on is going to take a little bit more work, and this is the only one of the bunch that truly is homemade. And it's a case that came with the lantern that my father-in-law gave me. And it's actually a very well built galvanized metal box. It's got this Ted Williams lantern in it that my father-in-law gave me. Somebody made a really nice box for it, but they didn't put a latch and it doesn't have any handle to carry it. So what I'm going to do is, before I put the insulation inside of it, I've got a hasp that I'm going to put on there. It's really tight. I need an old crusty galvanized one to put on there instead of shiny black, but this is what I got. I'm going to mount that on there. And then I've also got a handle. This handle was in the garage of my house when I moved in there, and it already matches the case. It'll be perfect on there. So I'm gonna fasten those on there with pop rivets. They've got pop rivets already in the hinges on the top of here, so it'll kind of match that. So we'll get that put together, then I'll put the insulation on the inside of it. Let's see. I suppose I should probably measure and at least make sure it's kind of close to being centered on there. We're 9.5, a little over 9.5 inches coming across. So 4 3/4. Yeah, that's, damn, I'm good. That's right on the money. Mark where to drill my holes in there. See if Dad's drill bit's sharp enough to drill tin. Heck yeah. Oh God, I thought I was all prepared for everything. I never even found the pop rivet gun yet. I got the pop rivets out here, but I didn't find the gun yet. My hole's lined up, so that's good. No, I don't know where it is.
Side cabinet, middle drawer, maybe top drawer.
Yeah, I know where it used to be like 20 years ago.
That's where it is.
Uh-oh. That's not big enough. Oh. Oh. That drill bit was in the 3/16 thing in the holder. Oh yeah, that'll fit. It's just snug. Now I can't get it back out. It's already doing its job. That'll work. There we go. I haven't put a pop rivet in something in about 20 or 25 years probably. Got the wrong size doodabby on it, gotta switch it out.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna use 1/8 inch rivets, but the heads on the 1/8 inch rivets are too small to go through there. Plus, if I use these larger ones, they'll work in my handle too. And those rivets will be plenty strong for holding that handle on there.
That should work.
There we go. We'll find out if I'm strong enough to squeeze it to make it work.
I'll go get the pneumatic on if it don't.
No, that doesn't fit on there. No, that tip doesn't fit on there at all. Well, put this back in here for another 20 years. Dad's going to get the big guns. He's getting the air riveter out. Put these in there and pull the trigger on the rivet gun. I'll try to get my fingers out of the way so you can see, but right down here you'll see the rivet pull in and it swells up so that it can't pull through the hole that you drilled in it. And the little post out of the middle breaks off. That's all swelled up, can't pull out of there anymore. I got them shortened up a little bit more so they're not sticking in there quite as far.
These will be okay, I think.
Yeah, the top ones won't make any difference. And then I'll have some for the handle. They won't make any difference. And I'm gonna have one more going in because I'm gonna put a pin that I can use to latch that. And I've got a little short piece of chain, so I'm gonna put one in right over here so that that pin can go through there and latch that shut. So I gotta drill one more hole. Go ahead and put that pin in there. I'll probably find a little bit larger pin that'll be easier to get on and off of there later on, but you gotta drill one more hole right about in there. Make a little mark that I can see where to go there. And drill battery's giving up quick. The other one's probably already charged, but I hate to give up on this one. I just really want to get all the goodie out of it. That'll go right in there. Uh-oh. I never thought about that. Rivet won't fit through the chain. Okay. I took it over to the vise and used a punch to spread the hole a little bit larger around in the chain. So that'll fit in there. Now that'll fit right in there so that the lid can't come open, because I'm going to have the carrying handle attached to the lid. So I wanted to make sure that it would not be able to come open and end up dumping the lantern out on the ground. There we go. Now I've got the pieces already cut for the insulation to go in this one too. The way it fits in there, I've got one piece that'll be L-shaped. It'll go across the bottom, then up the back, and then another piece to wrap around the three sides in there. Really, once it's in there, it's not going to try very hard to move around. That side's already got a whole coat over it just from the spray floating around in there. Alright, this is the one that goes across the bottom and up the back. And this is the side that I want the stuff on. My fingers and arm hairs are going to be sticky the whole rest of the day today now. Alright, let's try to get this in there without it touching anywhere you don't want it to touch, because once you got both sides coated with this stuff, it likes to stick. Yeah. Stick my arm hair right in that stuff. Not only going to be all sticky, I'm going to be high on glue fumes. Well, somehow I did the same thing I did the last time on the other one. I got a little bit of a gap over there, but it's fine. Nothing's going to make it clear over into that corner to make any contact. So, and where those rivets came through, that fits right over it. There's just a little bump there. The old Ted Williams fits right down in there. Doesn't have much room to bang around, and now if it does, at least it's hitting this soft insulation. Makes me feel a little bit better about it rattling around when I'm hauling it places. And the lid, flip that down. Stick the pin through there so that can't come open. And there we go. Now I got a case with a handle that I can pick up and move around easily when I do take this lantern somewhere. So there we go, folks. We got 4 nice homemade lantern cases, 3 that are repurposed from other uses, and then 1 that was completely homemade by somebody before my father-in-law even got the lantern. But 4 nice homemade lantern cases that'll do a really good job of protecting these lanterns and keeping them in good shape for years and years to come. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe button, give the video a like, drop a comment down below, and come on back next week. We'll have a video of something for you to watch.